next we've got just a couple more things before we do a break for you all. And we're excited for this portion, which is our lightning talks. At first, we did community updates back in the day in our Berlin, Amsterdam, Barcelona days, because the communities were really just getting to know one another. So it was a chance for people to talk about their events and talk about how their communities are growing. But we realized that doing community updates would take all day, every day, because now we have so many communities part of our network. So the lightning talks, and you'll see us do more of these as time goes on, and maybe we can even do a few rounds of them before like our next big in-person gathering. And they're really meant to give you a snapshot of a project, as I said earlier, that we think is inspiring, forward-looking, and something that could be emulated or contributed to by others in the network. So without further ado, Kadri will introduce our first of two lightning talks.
Okay, so first we have OMalley, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
So great. I'm very delighted to give a short introduction to this amazing, inspiring human being who has found his path to express himself through such a poetic and powerful but yet tangible creation by building things and building temples. So he will be giving a talk about the temple for nowhere to fun called Mamihlapinatapai. So I'll just give you a brief introduction that OMalley is a young architect and a builder, helping to bring big art to different burner events and also non-burner parties. Together with different builders, he has participated in designing, building, and bringing 2 bamboo structures to creme brulee in 2017 and 2018. He participated in a creation of the lighthouse for nowhere in 2018 and volunteered as a builder on Galaxia for the month on the site. And the list goes on. Last but not the least, this year he has been working to set up the temple for nowhere, but sadly, as the event was cancelled, they're running it for the next year. So we are looking forward to hear the presentation or the talk, but all of you out there, sharpen your ears and later hit us up with some questions. We will have a short Q&A after that. So OMalley, are you online?
Yes, I am. Thanks, Kadri. Hey, everyone. Well, that sounds like a giant Burning Man CV. Thank you so much. So I'm OMalley, and yeah, this year I've been leading a temple project for nowhere named Mamihlapinatapai, and I have a short time to take you on a little journey with me. So I'll try to share my screen. I hope you see it. Do you?
Yep, totally. Looks great.
Okay, perfect. And so this journey talks about us. It talks about us as human beings. So Mamihlapinatapai is a Yagan word, a language of Tierra del Fuego that almost disappeared, and it describes this moment when 2 people feel a connection between them, a tension that brings us together, but that frees us at the same time. That frees us because we don't know how to take the first step, or we think that we could make a bad move. We fear misunderstanding from the other. or simply that we could break the moment. And we all, the whole team, believe this is a very poetic way of talking about our society. We live in a very fast world, doing hundreds of things at the same time, mainly virtually. But when do we take the time to sit down, take some distance, and make space for the unknown? In 2018, I was on the build of Galaxia, and there was this dusty Wednesday morning where you can't see anything, full white out. I was trying to drill holes in big ass metal plates, and I was drilling one hole, breaking one drill bit, and just got super frustrated about it, feeling I wasn't going anywhere, and exhausted. I just threw the drill on the ground, went full on crying on the shades, and there were a friend that came up to me sad, and he didn't really try to comfort me, but instead he shared with me his very own personal story about why he came here in the first place a few years before. And we were both very emotional about it, for sure. But he told me, OMalley, there are thousands of people out there which have their own stories to put in that temple, and we cannot let them down. So I just dried my tears, load up my drill, and just started again. And on that day, I learned that building crazy stuff out there in these conditions and for greater purpose than myself could bring me further. And that there is an empowering and cathartic part in this almost masochistic experience that is building a sacred space out in the desert. And yeah, here's the team. It's an amazing team. And so now just imagine we are there, we build those two massive waves of bamboo representing you and me dancing together without ever really touching. We build it in the dust, and we will for sure struggle at it. We build it with our strength, our souls, and our full beings. And now the structure sits in a giant circle, a 22 meter diameter circle, and elevates up to 10-meter high. It's frozen in its dance, waiting for the participant to make the first step. And this represents the first layer of intentions we put in this temple. So then we open it to people. People, they come as well with their stories, and we invite them to take strings, papers, markers, whatever, to start linking the waves and bring the two beings back together. Again, those people will do it with their past and their intentions. And this gonna bring the second layer that completes the vision of the full piece and gives it its full magnitude. After this culminating moment, we'll disassemble the temple, and we'll not burn it, but we'll not burn it because we find a certain beauty in rechanneling all the meaningful intentions which are stored in this catalyzer and repurpose it into new art forms that will hold the temple memory with them. So this is a short talk, and sure did not talk much about the structure itself, and you may have some questions, but now we have a year ahead of us because no we're canceled. I really wanted to talk why it really matters, and for us a temple is just all about human beings. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to the whole team, and I hope I have a few minutes now for a few questions. 2 minutes, actually.
Yes, thank you, OMalley, for this beautiful presentation. It's really inspiring. There are no open questions at the moment, but I do have a question for you. And it's actually yesterday when we're doing the dressing rehearsal, somebody asked, what is a temple? And then I was like, okay, that's a good joke, but actually, what is a temple? Now, if you could...
That's a really good question. I guess the best answer would be that that's what people make out of it. But to go a little further is that I'd say it's a place that will hold things. That's a catalyzer. So what I was trying to explain is that we all put things in there, and the builders first, and then the people comes in with their proper intentions, and adding intentions makes this place to charge and to make well, we just put all our energies together, and this makes that it strengthens. So when we put an intention, let's say I want to get rid of that, or I want to put this in my life, well, we put these intentions out in this structure with all other people's intentions, and it makes it stronger. So when on Galaxia we had the chance to write things at the core inside the altar before we close it to people, we had the chance to put our proper intentions in the center of that temple, and that makes them really powerful.
Yeah, beautiful. So it's like intentionally creating a sacred space that enables people to transform.
And just one last question that I see here in the chat. Why bamboo?
That's the best question I could be given. Bamboo is just an amazing material, for sure, for all this renewability. Like it grows in 5 years. It goes up to 30-meter high, giant bunches, like on all the planet itself. We could actually cut ourselves our bamboo just like 2 hours from the city where we are pre-building it. So we have full control on the material itself, and we really limit transportations. Further on that, it's a really flexible material. Like we don't use much machinery to make it, to transform it. Like it's really hand sawing, it's really bending, and these are movements that kind of everyone can do after some exercise. And our intention was to really open to the maximum people the possibility of participating and building it with us. So for its flexibility, for its renewability, and yeah, last thing would be that the bamboo itself is something that you would use as much as you can as it is. I mean, like we use the poles full size, and when we disassemble it, because we use mainly lashes, we don't deteriorate the material, we don't destroy it. So it's still a full material that we can reuse for anything else.
Thank you so much for joining us and presenting this beautiful vision. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and good luck building Mamihlapinatapai.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Bye, OMalley.